about an hour and 6 minutes to news here, the big news, and I just wanted to show you this. One of my favorite indicators is a range bar. So it's basically a candle without any wicks and no direction to it, and then I put a 1 period moving average on top of it, which gives me a kind of a really clear view of the structure and the timing of the market. So we have you can just pick out so easily on here when a support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. It's just painfully obvious here. And this is pretty thin slice. This is a half-hour chart, and this mountain becomes a valley. And if you come up to here, you can see this peak. This peak becomes support. So if you wanted to get in a more precise way, you place your order right there. So you know this exists, and you're waiting for the market to come back and retest this top. You could just stack up several orders here. Some of it could be scalps, some of them could be. But here I'm looking to make 100 pips to risk 50 pips, and this order is going to last 6 hours. So I think we could come all the way back to here, all the way back to the 13 mystery number again. I mean, that's just how this stuff is. Sadly, nothing goes in a straight line in this game, and it's just that's just the most terrible part of the game. And you can see how this is a big pivot all the way back. Market's constantly retesting. If you have a retest strategy, then you're loving it. This is the 1 hour, but such a difference between the half hour and the 1 hour. It's so dramatic, and here's the 4 hour, and it just looks like nothing. So I do think we're going up. Of course, there's a classic flyback, smash back before we do go up. So I've laid it in here. This is a 10 pip grid, and this is a 100 pip grid on this side because the time frame is just higher. I typically run this with the smaller. I'll get that justified there. Put this on 1 hour, and put this on 1 hour. For this guy, we'll go to 5 minute on here because you can see that this 10 pip of consolidation, or maybe it's a distribution point for a collapse into this. So this huge order bank sitting here waiting to get filled because I'm speculating that they're going to ram that back down before they break out this top. Of course, he broke out here, and then they pulled it back 20 pips. But that's a classic where you come up here and you just nick this. Just nick that spot. You can see down here how they're just come up and just you could also have a sell sitting up there. You could put a sell right on the edge of that. You're always looking for the market to come off of these tops. You'd have your order sitting right there. And it could be a scalp, and it could be one that's going to make like 10, 20, 30, 40 pips. Because even here, when they rallied it yesterday, inevitably the sellers are right up in here, comes all the way back down. Then if you want to get in your strategy where you're stacking up buy stops here, eventually get picked up in that stream. Or you decide that you want to get in on the key support area, which would be, I guess, these three white guys, and this void down in here. So you can't be too precise in your entry. You kind of have to put an order cluster in there, because I don't think the market's going to. It'd be kind of a crime if it came all the way down and you were betting on it hitting here. It never did. Took off without you. That's always a heartbreaker. Okay, the bottom of the hour seems to be a big deal, and the bottom of the top of the hour. The 15 minute, not so much. Of course, if you wanted to go to the 15, you can see moves that do happen based on 15. Here's a 15 minute pullback to this top bottom. You have a pending sitting here right on the top of the wicks, and you're going to get in on that. Go back to this other broker here. Okay, so this is the 4-hour, which is a little bit a creeper gear trade. This is the one you're going to need to whip out your patient pills. Okay, the bottom of the hour is coming, and if I go to the half hour, which would be in that category, so this big move right at the bottom of the hour. Look at this big pullback. So if it can get down here, it's going to fill my pendings. I have buy limits here. If not, I am bullish as all can be, so I will pay a little extra. And in about, if this thing doesn't fill down here, I'll start putting buy stops above like this. That's just a scalp. It's literally going to get out on that little dash there. This one's a little bit broader. These are break evens, and then when I get it here, they become risk to reward ratios change in my favor dramatically. The stops get tighter, and the take profits get larger. So this stop pertains to this take profit. But that's just how it is. I mean, they have to kind of take it back to where it all started again. So if you are long, you just have to watch your equity just get smashed on the ground over and over. And I think that's the, not a skill, but that quality of being able to take punishment. You might want to join a karate class and get beat up. Just have them treat you like a piñata because, if you're looking for this thing to go in a straight line, rarely happens. Of course, this morning we could have a straight line, well, like this or this, clean up into this void, this big pocket. So I'm going to come back when the news is about to break. Okay, top of the hour here in 3 seconds. There you go, top of the hour, and of course now the clock says it's 10 after. And we're still flirting with trying to break out this, breakout and really take a march north here. Okay, so news is coming out in so much time here, half hour. But this is, I'm still buying. I'm still got some, we pulled back like 20 pips here, and I'm still buying this thing. Yep. Well, I guess we'll just, I'm thinking what's going to happen here is we're going to make a rally, break out, and maybe make a rush towards this, and then the news comes out, and then it's going to get really crazy. It's probably going to go in both directions really hard. At that point, I think you have to change your tactics and go into a different mode, a different style of trading, maybe trade really wide on limits. I don't know. When the spread gets wide, all the scalpers are just going to get clobbered. Here we're getting a possible pullback to here. This is where I really want it to come down into here and pick me up in this order bank that I have situated around this apex of this triangle. To me, that's the key kind of smash and grab zone that spike it down here, 20-ish pips, and then rebound off of that, or just slice all the way to China because, presupposing you live in North America, of course, if you're in China, slice all the way to the States, right? So this is a possible price here, but yeah, that would be the most beautiful scenario is that it comes back here almost to 13, and then we just rip north 150 pips, but we'll just have to wait. We got 15 minutes to news here, and the market makers are pulling it back. I think they could take it all the way back to just above 13. Just crush everybody's dreams that it's going to go up. But I'm buying here a little bit. But I got a pretty wide exit because I'm expecting quite an insanity. So I went for a very wide take profit. So we'll see. Still got 15 minutes before news. Got just under 5 minutes to showtime, and we're back in the bullpen. Holding back down here about 20 pips below the high of the day. And this sky is white, so if you had a robot that would say 4 hours white and 15 minutes black, start putting buy stops in, that'd be a great. So let's give it some more time to bake. Here we go, about 1 minute left here, and the market's trying to get a leg up. Scalpers are taking a little bit off the table here. It really is a beautiful setup, but as these typically go, you almost have to come smashing back to this here. So I can either get out just before the news, or I can ride it out. Quite a aggressive order bank in here, about anywhere from 20 to 30 pips deep. I could put them in deeper here, but I would just hand lay them at this point for these insane entries down here just before the news, and these are going to be okay. I mean, really going down there, so just in case, right? Oh, there goes the spread. News is out. So let's see how this works out. See, the spread's so wide now that if you try to get in at the market, they're going to give you the worst fill on the planet. I guess, yeah. Wow, it's always a rough ride when the news comes out. It's like a bull ride for about, oh, he lasted 1 second. Look at him. Got a broken leg. So sorry. Okay, I just have to hope we're going to go up without any pullbacks. Now, that's the breakout. Now, here should come the pullback. We've just nicked that by about 1 pip. So you can mark that on the half hour. If you stand back from the volatility of this thing and realize that anything's possible at this point, I would say I just have this high probability feeling that it wants to come back and retag here before it really goes up. And that would be okay, because I wouldn't be in. I get stopped out of these, but I would refill on stuff down here. So it's I'm kind of short the market in a way, because I know just how they grab this. Now these ripped out that back 10 pips. Now I got to think about buying. Starting to get into the spreads are tightening up. So I still think we're going to the moon. You know, so I have to buy that. Now same here. I think I already this one. Now this is a fixed pip broker. So this is a 4-digit fixed pip broker. This is a whole different world. I let this go because they have the worst spread in the world, and you're in. You know, you're like you own it. It's an investment trade. Now, this is a scalping broker with super tight spreads. I'm just half a pip. A little bit of commission on it. But yeah, time to go to the 1 minute chart and then just you know, try to jump on something here. Things happen pretty fast, so it looks like it's going up now. For the 1 minute guys, they're like, hell, it broke out back here. They're like, what are you talking about? You 4 hour guys like just got out of bed. Yeah, that thing's like ready to go for. Of course, here's the typical smash and grab all the way back in here, so that's my strategy, or my tactic, is to get in behind the lines when they do a touchback, and then they run it all the way across. You know, the guy kicks it too deep or something, right? You know, there's just a million things that could happen here at this point. Yeah, I almost want to buy here, but I'm already long, and I'm gonna wait till as they come down. If they don't fill me on those limits, I will start putting stops in above.